my story, Chasing Rainbows. Chapter 3, New Beginnings. Her limbs ached with weariness as she slowly ambled her way into the kitchen. Albert had already dished up their meal and was just placing the dishes upon the table. "Thank you, lad. I could do with this. You must be hungry too." She gave him a hug. "Famished," he grinned, as they sat down at the table. For a few moments they ate in silence. Albert took a chunk of bread and mopped up his dish. Sarah heaped more stew onto his dish. He glanced at Sarah. "How is she and the little one?" he asked in between mouthfuls. "Oh, they're fine, lad. Nothing but a nasty graze to her head. 'Twill soon heal. Baby's beautiful." Sarah smiled. "Wonder what she was doing though, wandering about on Moot Hill in such weather," she added thoughtfully, as she pushed the remains of her meal around on the dish. Albert pushed back his chair and made a pot of tea. He measured a tot of whiskey into the cups, mixed with a little honey. It was indeed a mystery as to why a vulnerable girl in her condition should be out alone on Moot Hill, with the threat of snow upon them. "Here, Grandma, drink this. It's sweet and hot, just as you like it," he winked, as he handed her a cup, knowing how Sarah relished a tot of whiskey in her tea. "Maybe she got restless, or do you think she was just scared of being alone?" he reasoned, as he sat down with his tea at the table. "Haven't you right, lad? But it doesn't seem proper, her being out there alone like that." She finished her tea and got up from the table. She sighed wearily. "Oh, dishes need washing, lad. Best get 'em out the way," she said, making her way out into the small scullery. He nodded in agreement, hastily finished his tea. Albert fetched a pan of boiling water from the range and poured it into the sink. Sarah added the soda and began to wash the dishes, handing them to Albert to dry. Working together, they were soon done. Albert banked down the fire in the grate, and then he stretched and yawned. "Oh, it's ready for me bed, I am," he declared. Sarah nodded. "You go on up, lad. I'll best see if Maid wants a cup of milk." "Good night. See you in the morning, Grandma." He kissed the old lady with affection. For as long as he remembered, she had always been there for him. He had no memory of his mother. Although his father had not visited for years, Albert thought fondly of him. "Good night, lad," she smiled. She poured a little milk into a cup and carried it upstairs. Sarah tiptoed across to her bedroom and found Jess sleeping soundly with the infant tucked in beside her. Sarah placed the cup upon the dresser and then got undressed. "It's a good night's rest the girl needs," she mused, as she settled herself into the old rocking chair. She wondered if she should place the sleeping baby into the cradle, but decided to leave her be. Poor little mite, she thought. Both of them would have perished out there in the bitter cold. Thank the dear Lord, Albert had found them. Wearily, she closed her eyes and tried to sleep. "I can't thank you both enough. I can never repay the kindness you have shown us." Jess climbed up onto the trap. Sarah gently placed the fretful baby into her arms. "Nonsense, Maid. We were glad to help. Now come back to see us as soon as you can. Albert will drop by later with some extra logs for your fire." Sarah smiled warmly. Albert flicked the reins gently and coaxed the mare forward. Jess felt hot tears prick her eyelids. The old lady had been so kind, taking care of her and the baby these past few days. Now she was strong enough to make the short journey home. Jess was filled with despair. After all, what was there to look forward to? Who would be there to welcome them home? No one. Jess and her newborn infant were all alone in the world. If anyone could have told her what fate held in store, she would never have believed it. When she had started walking out with handsome Joseph Parker, she had been the envy of all the girls. His father, Geoffrey Parker, owned Quarbulk, a paper mill where he employed her to work from early in the morning until 6 at night. The timber was transported in ships from Dartmouth into the port of Totnes. On arrival at the mill in Dartington, it was converted into various types of paper. It was a thankless task, working long hours with very little praise for your efforts. The pay was a pittance. Jess, who had a good head for figures, was employed as a junior clerk and found the work agreeable, albeit rather dull. However, she was neat and proficient in her work, her sharp mind always paying particular attention to detail. She worked with 3 other females in the office, one of which was the supervisor, a middle-aged spinster called Elizabeth Tucker. She was quite strict with the girls, so Jess needed to be vigilant. Judith Parry was the senior clerk, and young Susan Prout was the typist. They worked well as a team, and Jess was popular with everyone. She had been determined to make the best of her circumstances, anxious to please. Aged 16.5 years old, without any family, she had no choice. She had lived with the nuns at St. Teresa's orphanage until she turned 16. Jess had been abandoned as a baby and left on the doorstep of St. Joseph's Catholic Cathedral in the parish of Devonport, Plymouth. The parish priest, Father O'Leary, had found the tiny baby wrapped in a blue blanket with a note fastened with a safety pin. The note had simply read, "My name is Jess Flanagan. Please take care of me." Father O'Leary had taken her to St. Teresa's Roman Catholic orphanage. The orphanage was located in Gaston Street, Plymouth. The building had been constructed between 1871 and 1872 and was indeed quite an impressive building. Jess remembered the large schoolroom with double doors, which led into the chapel with a sacristy adjacent, over which was a lofty workroom. The girls would gather in the community room, which led onto a veranda which connected with the laundry building. Of course, Jess had been brought up in the Catholic faith, and the nuns were strict, yet tolerant and good-natured. Nevertheless, life had not been easy as she grew up, never knowing to whom she had belonged or why she had been abandoned. As a little girl, Jess had often cried herself to sleep at night in the huge dormitory. But as she grew up, she vowed to make things better for herself, strive to trace her real roots. After all, she must belong to